Where's it going?
Out to tea someplace.
Huh?
Out to tea someplace.
Yeah, where?
Not known. Not known.
Welcome, everyone, to the Regular Mental Podcast, where we discuss Kino movies. My name is Tate, and my co-host is Chris.
Hi, folks.
What we do is we give a little backstory, our first time watching the movie, our character that represents us, some fun facts, and then we dive into some scenes that we like, followed up with our Kino rating. The movie we're tackling this week, folks, is Inherent Vice from 2014.
Oh boy, this is the movie right here.
This is the Chris movie.
Yeah.
This is the Mr. Chris movie.
One of them. Very good film.
How you doing this week, there, bud? Anything going on in your life?
Not really. I have to get new tires on my truck, so there goes a grand. Oh yeah, there goes $1,000 down the drain, and then I have to
what happened to your tires exactly?
No, they're just they have 70,000 miles on them,
mm-hmm.
So it's time, and you chuck in oil change and then inspection and emissions. Hey man, is your car inspected and have the proper emissions? Huh?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well that's just you're gonna have to pay us $100 a year for that if you don't mind. We'll just take that on top of everything else.
Yeah, I love paying for a car that I can go to work so I can make money just to pay for a car.
And then get taxed half your paycheck.
I love everything about that. My dream in life, it was paying for a car.
It's just all those little things that they add on that they can get you. Hey, are you compliant? Are you up to date in compliance with your car? You got to do it once a year, folks. And if you're listening, here's the way to do it. Okay, you wait to if you're due in October, you schedule it for the beginning of November, the week leading up to it. And then they slap a November sticker on you. So you're effectively getting an extra month every year. That's the way to do it when you get your inspection.
Well, we're simply on the same page because I've been procrastinating doing it my whole life until the very last moment, and I get that extra month.
Well, I know some people who go a couple of years without it, but you'll get hit with it pretty. If they see it, you're gonna get a decent fine. But I'm just saying, it's the way to go is get that extra month in there. Schedule it the week after it's due. So
now, could this be mitigated by cozy maxing more on the highway?
Well, yeah, then you just never get pulled over. But if you're like me, you're just a psychopath on the road. But we can't all cozy max. Anyway, what about you? Anything new there? I know you don't work anymore, so
I don't know what I do for work. I forgot. It's over a week. It's been a week since I've actually been at work, so I don't remember anything that goes more than a week in my life. I forget about it. So
that makes sense.
I'm not even sure where I work anymore, dude. What do you do? Something? We move kegs? I don't know.
We do nothing. Let's tuck into this film because this is going to be a long one. What's this thing about?
Inherent Vice. It's a well-intentioned stoner hippie private investigator has to solve the mystery of the disappearance of his ex-girlfriend. Through his hurdles and the many intersecting characters he encounters, he must decide if this is reality or if he's simply too high.
That's a good one. That's this movie, Doc Sportello. Just to jump into a little bit of backstory here on this thing. This is a top 5 movie for me all time, easily. I'm not saying that it's top 5 movie ever made by the barometer of the experts, okay? The experts. They know it all. Listen to the experts. But for me, it is, man. This is just easily top 5 movie of all time. And this is one where I kind of feel like, and I want your take on this, I kind of feel like Joaquin Phoenix has to be this lead role of Doc Sportello. It's just his mannerisms and cadence is what you'd expect from a stoner private investigator. Are you a believer in this whole ideal of, hey, only one guy could play the Joker in The Dark Knight, and that's Heath Ledger? Remember that happened after that movie came out? Everyone was like freaking out, like, dude, oh my God, no one else could do it. Only Heath could do it. It's like, and then ironically enough, Joaquin does it years later, and everyone's like says the same shit. But what's your take on that whole? Do you buy into that?
kind of, but it's more you're seeing it after the fact.
Right.
Like, can you imagine anyone else in the Matrix besides Keanu?
Right.
Not really.
It was supposed to
Then
be Will
again,
Smith, right?
It was supposed to be Will Smith. Like, imagine that for a second. Then you think about what movies Will Smith was in, and could any other actor step into that role and be just as good? Probably. Like,
yeah, I think it's just one of those.
They have
where...
Ryan Gosling in Independence Day.
Could anyone else do Drive besides Ryan Gosling?
I guess it depends on the movie.
Yeah,
and the
I don't
actor,
know.
maybe.
I'm kind of 50-50 on it. You don't know what you don't know, right? So, without anyone else doing it, playing the Joker, how could you possibly know? But yeah, I mean, this is just. I think that Joaquin just fits perfectly into this role, and he just absolutely kills it.
Who would even come close?
Well, fun fact: it was actually supposed to be Robert Downey Jr. And if you remember his whole, dude, trust me, I am not a Robert Downey Jr. guy.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? I could actually see him in this role.
See, I can't. Ever since he played, Iron Man, whatever that guy is, Tony Stark. It just, I feel like he played that before this movie. So I think it would be hard for him to detach from that character and be Doc Sportello 100%.
But what made me think that he could play this role good is his role in Zodiac, where he plays the reporter, is somewhat similar, where he's this reporter trying to get the news, the real whodunit on the Zodiac killer, and he's kind of just an alcoholic, and it's somewhat a similar thing. However, it's hard to believe that anyone, after watching this, I'm like, yeah, Mr. Phoenix is the guy.
Well, and Downey Jr. had that whole drug problem earlier in life, so he could probably relate to it. What I'm saying is, I think that he's gone such a different direction, it would be hard for him to kind of lock in on this character. And if you remember that I don't know if it was like a biopic or some kind of, I forget what the name of it is, but remember Joaquin did this thing where he was like trying to be a rapper. It was like a video or like a movie or like I don't even know what it was, but it was all just like a ruse. But it was basically like Doc Sportello trying to rap. So at least you kind of had an idea if this dude can nail this role.
Didn't he go on some late night show and
that was it.
Deadpan just played it serious?
That was part of the whole ruse. And he's like, I'm going to become a rapper. Yeah. So, but anyway, so that side note, it was actually Paul Thomas Anderson saying that he wanted to go with Downey Jr., but then last minute was like, okay, I just worked with Joaquin on The Master. This dude kind of slaps. So I think he'd be ideal for the role. Also, soundtrack and score top tier. You have Johnny Greenwood, who is in every Paul Thomas Anderson movie, aka the genius behind Radiohead, doing the score here. It's top tier as always. What did you think of this? Anything?
Well, I mean,
come up with?
People aren't going to really understand what I'm talking about, so I have to explain this. But there's these, when we started working together, there's these different eras that I think of where you would text me at like, let's say 2:30 in the morning, and I might be asleep, I might be awake, I'm not sure. And it's just you watch it, and it's a picture of your TV and you're watching some movie and there's just zero explanation whatsoever. It's you and you got like a mixed drink in your hand and you're just watching some movie. And there was the Fury era for a while, if you recall.
Yeah.
There was Hostiles era.
Yes.
And there was an Inherent Vice era. And I specifically remember you sending me Inherent Vice all the time because I hadn't really watched the movie yet until you told me about it. And, I was like, what is this Inherent Vice movie?
Yeah.
And that's how it was kind of like, I've seen Fury, I've seen Hostiles, blah, blah, blah. But Inherent Vice, I was like, what is this one he's texting me all the time?
Yeah. So
and there was just like that Kino era where you were just.
What year do you think that was?
2016, 2017.
Yeah. Well, full disclosure to people. So this is me pretty much all the time. So I'm working 50 plus hours, 2 jobs all week. So Friday rolls around, and then Friday night I like to just relax, throw back a couple of bourbons, right? And I do this with all my favorite movies. That's how I know this is one of the best movies, because I'll just have it on. It'll be just like my brain just, if I'm a couple bourbons deep, I'll just default to, let me throw something on and just kind of half-ass watch it. And it's just this, for a while, is Assassination of Jesse James.
Yeah.
Hostiles, while I was watching for like a minute. And it's like, okay, it's just, I'm going to throw this on in the background. And then it's just like drunken music. Oh, let me text Tate. And it's just like, boop. Just a picture of the TV screen. I don't even remember it until I wake up the next morning. I'm like, oh God, I just text again. I texted the same thing. All right, well.
The best part was that there was just zero, it was no explanation, zero context. Like this wouldn't be in like a conversation that we were having. It would be like, we wouldn't be texting for hours. And then at 2:30, you just text me something, and that was it.
What is this movie of? I don't know. It looks like Joaquin Phoenix, I guess. Oh yeah, that's my go-to.
And then I have to mention that I think we talked about a couple different movies like this, but this one really hits you. This is a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
And every scene in this movie is just, it's filled with completely insane dialogue. And it's kind of, I was wondering this earlier. I was thinking, am I just thinking this is crazy dialogue because I'm not from the 1970s, and it seems like this whole world that they're in is a completely different universe, alien to what exists right now. And it's, everyone's just delivering these lines like it's just completely normal, like deadpan, just totally serious. And I'm curious like what the take would be, let's say from my dad, who's 80 years old. He's lived through these times. He's familiar with these kind of people. Would he think that this is kind of strange dialogue? Yeah, maybe it's a little kooky, but he understands these people more.
Right.
Because would this movie resonate with him in a different way than it does to me? I'm curious.
Well, this dialogue is, I think Paul Thomas Anderson, when he did There Will Be Blood, really steered away from the book Oil by Upton Sinclair. This one, he was almost word for word with the dialogue, with the Thomas Pynchon book, Inherent Vice. So, yeah, this is probably, that dude's old. I think he's like 90, the writer. So he probably lived through that era, right? So he's using exact dialogue between people and, kind of the verbiage they used back then, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah. Because there's a kind of seriousness. I mean, it's the stuff they're saying is crazy some of the times, but there's it's the fact that they're so it doesn't faze them at all in the movie that these people are saying this kind of stuff, and it's so just delivered matter of factly that I'm like, I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, is this actually crazy what they're saying, or is it kind of just the dialogue of the times? I don't know.
It's probably the dialogue of the times, bro. This is the 70s. People were just stoned out of their minds, but let's we'll unpack some of this. But first time watching this thing, this was a theater movie for me for sure. So
really,
right when it came out, I was super excited for it. I saw a lot of the leading up to it, a lot of the promo stuff. Just again being Paul Thomas Anderson super fan. So yeah, and honestly, I can say that I probably watched this maybe 70 plus times. We're just having it on in the background. If it's like I'm drinking and it turns in like 2 a.m. or whatever. But I do have to give a proper shout out to our buddy Frankie, because he's probably the only one that's seen this movie more than me. I mean, this guy, Frankie might actually beat Doc Sportello, like IRL. So we'll go back and forth and just text each other like a random quote and just funny shit from it. But how about you? Do you recall seeing this thing?
Yeah, I remember that you told me about it, and you know how we kind of tell each other things. You maybe should watch this or whatever, and we don't.
Yeah,
and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I can commit to that long, like 10 hours of a show or whatever.
yeah.
But this is one of those ones where you told me about it and I'm intrigued because I look at the trailer and whenever I'm looking at the characters and the wardrobes, I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. Anyway, so yeah, I watched it 2016, 2017. I can't remember exactly when, but you told me about it. I gave it a watch. Notable though, because what's kind of disturbing to me is I was like, damn, that was like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, dude.
When I watched it, I was like,
time is a flat circle, my friend. Time is a flat circle.
That's kind of troubling to think about, but
depressing. Do you have a literally me character in this movie? I'm curious to know who speaks to you. Who's your spirit animal?
Absolutely, dude. My spirit animal in this movie is Bigfoot because I mean it's literally me in real life because I pretend to be a detective. If I could, I would wear a flat top and a suit every day. Like this guy is rocking a suit all the time, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna start wearing a suit every day.
Oh yeah, you have to, dude. That's not crazy at all. Like bring back just obligatory suits. All men have to wear a suit every day. Non-negotiable.
Like, what do you think the real talk for a second? You and I, we work in the same place. What if we just started wearing a suit every day? At first, people would be like, what are you guys doing?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? I mean, they wouldn't be like, hey, is there something wrong with you? I think they know by now there's something wrong with us. But after, let's say, 2 months of us just wearing a suit every day, people would be kind of used to it by now. And then it would be like, what's the secondary effects? Like, would people start wearing better clothes themselves if they just saw us doing it?
No, you one up it. Just do the briefcase. You have to start carrying a briefcase everywhere.
Oh,
not negotiable.
Done. I got one.
That's the way. That's the play right there, dude. Well, so you know who was supposed to play this character? Josh Brolin's character, Bigfoot. The other two names thrown around were Michael Shannon and Jim Carrey. Think about that.
Jim Carrey.
Could you see these two?
I mean, I can't see Jim Carrey doing it. Michael Shannon for sure.
Yeah, Michael Shannon could do it. I think. But yeah, Brolin kills it absolutely. Myself, who speaks to me? Literally me is Sanch. Sanch, played by Benicio del Toro. I mean, I feel like being a maritime detective would rule, and I'm just apt to say out of tea someplace.
Out of tea someplace.
There's so many good lines in this movie, man. I'm just like randomly will say them to people. Out of town someplace. He says, out of tea someplace. Where'd she go? Out of tea someplace.
All the lines that are in this movie that are great. Like this is before you kind of didn't just tell me about this and say, hey, watch us. You kind of warmed me up where you would start saying those lines and I'm like, what the hell, what do you mean? And then you explain it and everything. And like all these lines you hear at work, like out of tea someplace.
It's the only way that I can just kind of reel you into it, man. I'm telling you. Anyway,
I wish that Sanch is not in the movie that much.
Well, dude, I was saying to you when we saw One Battle After Another, it's like the same character, right? Yeah. It's like this guy is on screen minimal, but just commands attention. You gotta love this guy, dude. He's so good. And the character of Sanch is hilarious. It's hilarious without being hilarious. He's such a goof, but it's just hilarious. Anyway, getting to some of these fun facts real quick. Brolin and Joaquin Phoenix shot several versions of the progressively weird moments between their characters, which got crazier and crazier, so Paul Thomas Anderson would have options when editing the movie. Now, imagine what those takes looked like. Like, they just kept pushing the envelope, because, I mean, I'll say what you want about the movie and having multiple different characters and, you know, the progression of it, but really, it kind of centralizes around the two of them. You see their banter back and forth, their phone calls throughout the movie. Great juxtaposition between two characters, folks. Like, think about how hard they push the envelope when the final scene is Josh Brolin just eating his pot. And, like, his lip is, like, it's just, I could only imagine how far that went, which it's a shame we get to see it, because there is no director's cut.
yet.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, to imagine that it was some even more insane. There's a scene that's even more wild than the one they shot.
I
It's
just
kind
love
of
to
hard
see
to
it.
believe, but
Well,
that'd be great for some DVD extras.
and just different takes on what they already have. So it's like you wonder how far they push some of these scenes. But also, Paul Thomas Anderson reportedly went about adapting the book by typing it up word for word and then proceeding from there. So I think we want to talk schizo shit is like this dude, because he has a whole method we talked about before, I think on One Battle After Another. It's like the way he goes about writing. But this dude, this psychopath, just wrote the entire thing that was already written. He just typed it out. Why?
Yeah.
What?
Not sure exactly. And I always have questions about how people make screenplays and stuff. And it's one thing to just create your own screenplay, but it's another thing to be a guy that, let's say, specializes. And I'm not saying that's him, but let's say that was a screenwriter that specializes in adapting screenplays from books. It's like, dude, how do you do that exactly? Do you, I guess, do what Paul Thomas Anderson does and just write the whole thing out himself and then edit it down?
Yeah. And you can, like I said, with There Will Be Blood, he took oil and just went completely in a different direction. Whereas this, I think it's because he's such a big Thomas Pynchon fan, he kind of kept it as much as I guess he was trying to consolidate a lot of it. And so he would cover everything and put like 3 scenes into one, you know what I mean? Like a chapter or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting, the method of it, but it's like, dude, just to type the whole thing out first. It's like, dude, you could just already have it printed out. I just find that hilarious. It's like,
it is interesting though, because if you type it out yourself, then it
fair enough.
Really, it really gets you to dive into the material.
Yeah.
Where if you printed it out, like, you read it, but I feel like you get even more of a feel for the timing of scenes and everything if you type the whole thing out.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyhow, let's get into some of these Kino scenes. Let's talk about this thing.
The opening scene, it's just the thing that jumps out at me. There's a couple things, but one is Doc. First off, he's always smoking in this movie.
Yeah,
which is nice to see. Let's bring cigs back, please.
Yep.
Doc lights a cig up and then tosses the match behind his head, and he does it in such a flippant way. It's like, this guy's done this 1,000 times before. And I thought, this is some insight right here into this 1970s, drug-infused, hippie, carefree detective. Like, you ever watch these movies, you see private detectives, right? You don't exactly know what these people do. Like, how do they get money? How do they ensure that they're getting X amount of money for their budget, their monthly budget and everything, right?
Right.
And I'm like, well, everything in the 1970s was affordable.
Right.
So this guy's just kind of zipping around, doing drugs. There's not really any schedule here. He kind of is just doing his own thing on his own time.
He's a neat, bro.
And I'm like, dude, nowadays, a private detective job, you're basically just sitting in a car, like a car that has tinted windows for hours, just looking for insurance fraud or finding people.
Yeah.
You're waiting for them to finally come out of their house after like 2 days, right?
Bro, could you even do that?
Could I?
Think about that. I mean, I know you could, but I'm just saying that would maybe be too boring for me, and I can do some boring ass shit.
Dude, 100%. It's so boring. It's like 90% boring nonsense and 10%. Oh, he's coming out. Yeah. Let me get a picture of him. And half the time he's coming out, or let's say it's an insurance claim, and he's coming out and he's on guard.
Yeah.
So he has the neck brace and everything. Or you're finding cheaters. Like, the thing about being a private detective is you don't think about how they make money.
Right.
In these movies, it's always presented as some dame comes up to the private detective and has to figure out some mystery, right?
Right.
But in real life, it's like you're working for a lawyer or something, and you need to find people.
I'd like to also point out that Doc is living like, I don't know, 2 blocks from the beach in California.
Yeah.
How's
affordable.
that? I don't know, dude. What is this? 70
He's
something?
also living in a nice pad, has a nice car, has a garage.
Yeah.
All on this private detective salary where it's like, how much money is this guy making exactly? I don't know. And I figured this all out from just him flippantly throwing a match over his head.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that whole opening scene he walks outside with Shasta and, you make a great point.
Talk to me about this, Dinas, because
Dinas.
I simply recall a time where maybe this is 2016 and you're like, you got to look into this guy, Dinas. I was like, what?
Dinas, this is such a phenomenal character. I looked it up to see what this kid has done since then, the actor. Not really much, it looks like a movie a year, but I think it's like this overwhelming character, but it's such a fun character. It's like, the movie has so many good characters. Sanch and Dinas kind of battle for best supporting role, but for starters, the guy's name is Dinas. So it's like Denis. You would think Dennis, maybe it's just Dinas. So we start there.
Dinas, yeah.
But he really has like 2 or 3 scenes in the movie, and he just stands out to me as like that one random homie of yours who he's just never going to give you pushback, and he's always down to ride. And you know what I mean? Just not going to ever argue with you. Kind of like a K-Ben of our friends. And it's just like, this is the guy. You rarely come across these guys, the Dinas type. They're just so chill. Never going to argue with you. Anyhow,
it's like every scene he's in, he's just riding along with Sportello.
Just looking for pizza.
It's like, there's no, by the way, you bring up pizza. How many times are people eating pizza in this movie?
Dude,
like pizza it's some delicacy.
It makes you wonder. It's like the 70s. Did they just eat pizza constantly in the 70s? But another thing too, it's like the age gap between Doc and Dinas. Dinas is like this 20-some-year-old kid, 30 max, and Doc's like 50.
Yeah,
I guess maybe supposed.
That's a great point.
He's supposed to play younger. I don't know, probably 40s, early 40s, maybe.
Interesting.
I would think. No, I'm just saying it just stands out of you. But the other Dinas scene is kind of the good one is at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, where Doc's looking for Japonica at the dental office, and Dinas, he asked Dinas, he's like, you want to come in the car? You want to stay in the car? You want to come and cover my back? And he's like, well, actually, I was just looking to go try to find a pizza, Doc. And so Doc reminds him that the car is stick shift. At the end of the scene, Dinas comes charging through the door holding the steering wheel. And he's like, Doc, I can't drive.
Yeah.
It's so random, dude. It's hilarious. I love it.
Like, why would he that's one of these things.
He has the steering wheel, though.
Yeah.
So good.
Every scene is full of just crazy stuff going on, and it doesn't seem like they're shocked by any of it in the movie. If this guy rolls in with a steering wheel, it's like, I can't drive stick.
So I take
then
the steering
why
wheel
would you show up with a steering? So what'd you do? Rip the steering wheel off? What does that mean?
Dude, it's just so goofy. I just love it. But the delivery on all these lines is just so funny. But yeah, while we're at it, I mean, you may as well discuss Benicio del Toro's character of Sanch. What do you think of Sanch? What's your take on him?
I was somewhat confused as to what exactly he is, but he's a maritime lawyer or something. Yeah,
so he's Doc's lawyer, but he deals with maritime law, right? So it's kind of funky. But yeah, his delivery, man. He just shows up with like this little naval hat. Like you wear on Gilligan's Island. It's a red members only jacket.
It's like his delivery is self-assured, but we don't exactly know why he's so self-assured. He shows up as a lawyer and is like, well, not sure what this has to do with maritime law.
Yeah, we got plenty of crime in the high seas, detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's just Sanch is such a great character. We'll talk more about him in a bit, but yeah, a big thing I love about this movie is obviously I was saying about the dialogue, but just Joaquin's delivery as Doc is really good. So you have that scene at the beginning where the chick's doing her makeup. She's like, he's technically Jewish, but wants to be a Nazi. And Doc's like lighting up this doobie, and he goes, whoa, wait. I flunked social studies, but Jews and the Aryan Brotherhood, isn't there supposed to be something about hatred? It's like his delivery on these lines. It's just, and he's always just lighting up a blunt, and I just love it. It's so good.
And it's like they had this whole angle of that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's guys wearing like swastika jackets, and the guy with the swastika tattoo on his face. And it's just kind of never ever brought up again. It's never explained. It's never fleshed out the idea of like, well, this guy's actually Jewish.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, they want him to run this casino because they want some Anglo white guy. I was like, it's just, I was like,
it's very in the weeds. Yeah, the story is very in the weeds. There's a lot of angles, but I guess that's what makes it good.
The idea that Doc is walking around town, and it just seems like everyone knows him.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, oh, he's getting lunch, and the waiter comes up and it's like warns him,
"What's up, Doc?"
That like warns him that someone's looking for him. And he walks in the hospital and shuffles. This is my favorite. He walks in the hospital, shuffles past an actual doctor, to which he says, "Doctor," and the actual doctor responds, "Doctor." Like seriously, not as a joke or anything.
Yeah.
He's actually calling this man a doctor.
And he's just a licensed PI. That's it.
Yeah.
Doc Sportello, the licensed PI. It's
Sanch. Doc gets, I guess, I didn't even, there's a lot in this movie, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I don't even understand what's going on. Now, I might be an idiot. I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
It jumps around a lot. It jumps around a lot.
Like, Doc gets, I guess, not arrested, but brought into the police station.
Yeah, for questioning when he's found by the dude who's dead. Right.
Yeah. Which in itself was like, what's going on here? But
well, you find out later, you find out later that he has a relationship with Bigfoot, right? So they have a working relationship, although they don't see eye to eye. So they find him next to this dude who's dead, and Bigfoot's running. He's like, obviously he knows that he didn't kill him, but he can at least give him a bunch of shit, so he can question him.
So Sanch walks in, and I we were just talking about his delivery. It's like, what's the beef here exactly? And we got plenty of crime on the high seas, and clients pay me for work. Doc, clients pay me for work, and I'm like, isn't this interesting? What if all the best lines of this movie are right in the beginning?
Dude, that's a good point. I mean, it's heavy with a lot of the notable lines that I liked in the beginning of it, but you have it's just Sanch is just all of his lines, all his dialogue, all his screen time is just complete hilariousness. It's like he asks him about the golden fang later on in the movie. He's like, where'd it go? He's like, not known. I say that constantly to people. It's like, not known.
Yeah, and then like you were talking earlier about Doc and Bigfoot having this relationship and the juxtaposition between these two characters and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out, Doc, he seems to be this kind of spaced out dude, but Bigfoot seems to be just completely insane. And it's he calls him up on the phone, and he's explaining that his ex-girlfriend that he's basically still in love with. So Bigfoot's explaining to Doc's ex-girlfriend is missing, but he doesn't say it like that. She's gone. She's gone. And he's like flips out. He's like, what? And like, she's out there, man. Yeah, she's gone, man. Baby. And it's like, you're like, what is this dude doing?
He's always just dropping these hippie lines and things that hippies say, just kind of mess with him. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it is. His angle is he just keeps kind of screwing with him the whole movie. Cause their back and forth is just, he's this like straight edge detective, Renaissance cop. and he just hates that Doc gets by being a hippie the whole time, like PI. It's just, their juxtaposition, like I said, is so good. You're 20 minutes into this movie, and it's established that Doc's still in love with this chick, and, I don't know if she's kidnapped. Well, you don't know if she's kidnapped or she's run away or whatever. But again, it establishes that Bigfoot hates hippies. So it's the best is there's this interaction where Doc's visibly frustrated when he hangs up the phone, their first phone call of the movie. And it's like, it just has this close up of Bigfoot's face and he's smirking like he got under Doc's skin. It's like, the dude just hates hippies. What are your thoughts on hippies? Not hipsters, like actual 70s hippies.
No, actual hippies. Like my dad was kind of a hippie.
Yeah.
I guess he likes all that music and everything. And, but like my dad was also like in the military. But I don't know. I don't like hippies. And what I think about when I think about hippies is people that like from our age that would go to Grateful Dead concerts or Fish concerts.
Oh yeah.
In the 90s.
Gotcha.
That's the kind of vibe I pick up on, like hipster, the next generation of hippies. Hipsters are a different thing, but like hippies are like those people that go to Fish concerts.
That's a good point.
Where they follow the Grateful Dead around. I'm like, oh, dude, like I can't even stand a regular concert. You want me to go out in some field somewhere? Do you want me to go to the Philadelphia? Like my dad goes to the Philadelphia Folk Festival and takes pictures. He's like a professional photographer. And
the Folk Fests are a whole different animal.
Like,
yeah.
Dude, he would like ask me if I wanted to go. I'm like, dude, I'm not going out to this field where it's all muddy and dealing with these hippie people. Like, I'm gonna get in a fight. I'm gonna get an assault charge or something because these people are just like I'm leaving. I'm not staying here, Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on hippies.
I don't have a certain opinion either which way, but yeah, they're definitely a different breed. But you make a good point. The hippies versus hipster, there is a big difference between.
I mean, hipsters are a different thing. I can tell you all about it. I'm not exactly a fan of hipsters either. I lived in Philadelphia in Northern Liberties in 2011, which was like hipster central, Fishtown area. And I'm like, these hipsters, man, you gotta be patient with hipsters. They don't like you at first glance. They just don't like you. You gotta kind of be like, find some common ground with these people. Hippies are kind of just like on drugs and like love acid. I don't know.
I was just going to say you have to be patient with them as well. Like hippies. So then Doc gets he gets a call from Hope Harligan, which is played by actress Jena Malone. Do you know this chick?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
This chick is in a ton of stuff, and I feel like she's always supporting, but I think she's always super strong and kills it.
I agree. You don't hear me say this kind of thing often, but I had like a crush on her.
For real?
Yeah, but
in what?
In Donnie Darko.
Oh, she's in Donnie Darko?
Yeah, she's the girl in Donnie Darko, and I was like, I think I'm in love. I don't know. And this is a young me.
Pull this up.
This is before the dark times of me being jaded and black pilled, but
yeah, I remember her now. Yep. Okay. Wow, she's young in that. Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, what year is that movie? 2001.
2000 or something?
Dude, 24 years ago. Unbelievable. Yeah, so anyway, I just think she kills it, but you have that scene where Doc's kind of talking to her. She's explaining what happened to Owen Wilson, who's her husband. And I just can't stop looking at he's got this flannel on. It's like this flannel with a little button up underneath, orange as well. It's like, this guy's swag in this movie is like God tier. You agree with that?
Next level. 100%, dude. 100%. He's got
hippie or not, dude. Swag rules.
He's got that hat that he wears. He's got the like military jacket. He's got he goes to, I guess, lunch with this guy at the end of the movie. He's wearing this medallion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Bolo tie or whatever.
Yeah. He's got
Sick.
giant sideburns.
Yeah, dude. Loving it. So the scene after that, he goes to Mickey's house where his wife is. And this is like the one, you say this is a confusing movie. I think I've watched it enough times. I would hope that I would understand it. But this is like the one scene that doesn't ever make sense to me. There's like 30 LA cops like grilling and swimming at her house. Obviously Mickey's gone. Can't find him. What's going on here? These dudes are in full uniform grilling, jumping in the pool. Why? Exactly.
I have no idea what was going on in this scene other than she's, I guess, is she hiring him to find Mickey?
No, there's something about,
he's questioning her.
He wants to get the deposit slip so he can get access to the account. And she thinks that he's just helping out by rerouting some money, and she's able to get money out from his account. That's all it is. Not really a notable scene, but I was just curious if you had a take on that. I'm like, why are these random LA cops just hanging out in this chick's house?
It was very strange. And the guy comes in, and that's the guy that
her spirit coach.
She's having
an
affair. Yeah, her spirit coach. She's having some kind of an affair, if that's what you want to call it. Like, what's going on here? I'm not sure. Sportello is kind of weirded out too.
It's dumb. Yeah, it's dumb. Knox Harrington or whatever his name is. So right after that, you meet Reese Witherspoon's character, Penny. And this is what I ask every week. Is she hot? Okay, so between Penny and Shasta, who you going
with? Shasta.
I'd agree. No, but I'll get to it later.
Reese Witherspoon, what year did this come out? So this came out in 2014.
Yeah.
What was like Reese Witherspoon's prime?
That's a good question, dude. I don't even know how old she is. She doesn't age, man. She's like a freaking female Tom Cruise. Like, look at Reese Witherspoon today. She's 49 years old. She looks like she's 30. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd say
she's got it together, man. I mean,
22.
I'm just never like a fan of Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
In terms of like, oh man, waifu tier. Not really.
I'd agree with that.
The woman who plays Shasta is Katherine Waterston.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could not cast this role more perfect.
Yeah.
Shasta is this, I don't know what you want to call her, like a hippie kind of like drug user ex-girlfriend of Sportello.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this woman, I don't know what it is to her face or just the way that she's done up in the movie, but she is the embodiment of this free loving hippie chick that I
100%, dude. I know this chick too. Trust me.
Yes, exactly. And there's a whole scene where she comes in and she's just naked.
Yeah.
With sport. And again, I wasn't really sure what was going on in that scene. I was like, yes, great job, Katherine Waterston. Fantastic work in this role.
See, yeah, I know exactly what you mean by she is that quintessential chick. I'd agree 100%, but it's almost like I don't like her as a character because she plays it so well that I'm like, this chick is teasing Doc. She knows that she almost makes you hate her because it's like, why are you still coming around, my boy Doc? And I gotta ask, is this all women when they know that a guy's interested and they're not reciprocating the level of interest? Is this what they do?
Let me tell you something, okay? I am a fervent student of the mystery method of pickup, okay? She's shit testing Doc. Okay, this is mystery method 101, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, basically like when he's interested, I mean, he's kind of like a Crumb.
Right.
In real life, where she is this super hot chick who probably likes Doc, but Doc, she can sense in Doc that he's way too invested in her.
Right.
And the power dynamic shifts. So she's like, let's see if I can get with this billionaire dude.
Mm-hmm.
instead and become, and, then I won't have to work for the rest of my life.
Which every chick in the movie that comes across Mickey's trying to do, but.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is some, I guess, power thing where this is 1970, this movie takes place in, and these women, they don't need men. They don't need a man. Am I crazy? I don't know. But
No.
yeah, I guess because what happens in the movie, who is the narrator? The other girl that's with them?
Yes.
And Doc doesn't really want anything to do with her in a romantic sense.
Dude, it's funny
and
you say that. Because
curiously enough, she loves him.
It's funny you say that because it took me till today watching this that I realized that it's like a subplot of this movie, but the girls around in Doc's life, it's like Penny, right? The clean cut DA assistant who they hang out, but she wants them to grow up and Doc's just not really interested in her. Maybe because he's still hung up on Shasta. But then they go through all these different scenes where, special moments that Doc and Shasta had, and he's kind of hung up on that. But you make a really good point is the chick who's narrating this, okay? Her name is Sortilège or something like that, I think. You don't realize it until you watch it back. That the whole time, every time he needs advice and like a shoulder to cry on, he goes to her. But she also, you can kind of tell, is at least somewhat interested in him. And I'm like, it hit me today when I was watching. I'm like, oh shit, I never realized that this chick is into Doc. And he just he doesn't even realize it because he's so blind by the love for Shasta, which is kind of weird.
This is the paradox, but this is the paradox. If any woman that you're super invested in, you'll find will just start losing interest in you, even if she was the one that was interested in you first.
It's science.
This is human science. Even Penny, Reese Witherspoon's character, like Doc comes to her and is basically trying to hook up a couple times in the movie.
Yeah.
But I think that she can sense that he doesn't even really care and he's still hung up on this other girl.
Dude.
So even though she plays this clean cut lawyer, it's below her to be with Doc. But she still goes and hooks up with him because she can sense that Doc doesn't care one way or the other.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
Indifference.
It's crazy though. Yeah. That whole love triangle, or I should say square, kind of is a little bit weird. But like I said, it wasn't like a crazy important subplot for the entirety of the movie, but I just kind of put two and two together today on my 71st watch of this movie.
One of the things in this movie, I'm watching Doc there's a bunch of scenes where he's just sitting on his couch, usually smoking weed or something, or cigs. And I'm like, dude, I kind of yearn to be living in Doc's house.
Oh, yeah.
Is this weird?
No, not at all.
Hear me out here. You know what I mean? Like, small TV, if any, a nice long couch that you can lay on and fall asleep. That I love falling asleep on a couch. Old phone, the old corded phone,
Yeah.
Only way someone can communicate with you, they got to call your phone, dude. They got to call your house phone. And it just, like, I'm looking at this scene and it reminds me of my grandparents' house. And as someone like me who's terminally online, like, it gets old. The internet gets old, dude. Like, there's never any end to the internet, but I'm kind of losing my mind being on the internet. And I guess I'm addicted to the internet. And you've heard me ranting before about, I know how we're going to solve the system. I know how we're going to do it. We're going to turn TVs off in bars.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a device that I can go into a bar and just hit a button and all the TVs turn off. And that's going to force everyone. It's going to be like bars in the 1800s again. It's going to force everyone to just talk to each other. And maybe you're hearing this, I'm a Luddite or something. But basically, I kind of just want to go back to simpler times when I watch this scene where Doc's sitting on his couch.
You're not wrong, but the only problem with turning off the TVs in bars is then people just have a phone in their hand and they just start staring at that.
It's true.
We're cooked.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to just build an EMP.
I was going to say
launch it.
EMP the entire city or whatever. So chronologically, you get back to Doc gets in this dentist office, and this scene's kind of wild. It just gets like progressively crazier. But I'll just touch on a few key points. Doc walks through the office, and all the patients are heroin addicts. I guess because heroin eats the calcium out of your body. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah. That's what they say in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's true. I didn't look into it, but
yeah, it's just kind of alarming to me. It's like all these people are kind of drugged up, waiting to get their teeth, fake teeth put on or whatever. But Dinas comes in here, and this exchange is like probably the best one of the best in the movie. But you have Dr. Blatnoid, great name, and so Dr. Blatnoid's like, Japonica may appear a little psychotic today, and Dinas goes, groovy, and he goes, what? Dinas goes, it's groovy being insane, man. Where you at? Dr. Blatnoid goes, it's not groovy to be insane. Japonica here has been institutionalized for it. Dinas, it's where you at? It's groovy to be insane. Where you at? What?
Dude, this scene was just crazy on top of crazy on top of crazy. There's so many layers of weird stuff going on in this scene.
Yeah.
That Dinas coming in and saying this stuff is almost, you're kind of like numb to the crazy at this point. And then when you go back and watch and you realize what he's saying here, you're like, this is actually wild. You just get the delivery of it, groovy. And the doctor responds like super pissed. Like,
yeah. Oh,
what?
Yeah. But he's all,
how dare you say groovy to this?
Yeah.
And you're like, what? By the way, like in this scene, the doctor just gets out of like banging his secretary. And then this woman that then shows up. Yeah. And they're doing coke. It's like, dude, this is completely insane.
After that, it cuts over to Doc, right? And he's sitting at the doctor's desk with just this coke all spread out in front of him. And that's when you start to realize, okay, that it just hits you what this movie's all about. And it's like, how is Doc able to tie all of these things together and crack the case while binging on drugs? Right. Meaning like, he's kind of towing the line of what's the maximum drug use that I can do while still being sober enough. Because you see multiple times where he's talking to people and he's like huffing that gas or whatever, and he realizes he has to slap himself in the face. He's like, wait, I'm still working here. It's like, this is what the movie's about. Like, how high can he get and still maintain a professional level? That's all I see this movie being.
And I didn't take note of that until, I don't know if it was here or later in the movie, but like every scene, Doc is doing some kind of drug.
It's true, dude. Drinking, or just in like two of the scenes, even when him and Sanch go to lunch and they're talking about the case, 2 tequila sunrises. He talks to Japonica's dad. He's drinking like a bourbon with him. That's just drinking. And he's smoking every other scene or doing coke. It's like,
he does PCP with Keith Jardine.
Huffing that gas in his office. It's like, bro, dude, this is what it's about, dude. He's like, how do I solve this case? How effed up can I be at the time of? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But I was mentioning before about strong juxtaposition between characters. And this is, for me, same exact thing. It's, like I said before, it's him and Bigfoot. And one thing I noticed was there's about 3 different occasions where it cuts to them having these phone calls throughout the movie, if you noticed. And it's cool because it's a nice touch how it shows who they are, because it's like a stable cut right on them, like a medium shot of them in their house, their household. And it's just showing them as like a regular person. So you have Doc smoking a J with curlers in his hair, or the other one where he's, he has this goofy whiteboard and he's kind of haphazardly writing all the characters' names that he's coming across and tying everyone together.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the other side, you have Bigfoot, and he has this like young kid who's his son pouring him scotch. Like he's sitting on his bar and his son's pouring him a scotch while he's talking to Doc.
Yeah, like way too much scotch.
Yeah, and it's just so weird. And then the other one is where his wife's kind of running around cleaning the house and he's talking to Doc on the phone, and his wife picks up the phone. He's like yelling at him like this is his day off. She's like, "Can you please stop harassing my husband?" And then you find out that it's Doc, and then she's like, "Oh, this is Doc Sportello," and then she starts like cursing him out or whatever. And it's just, you could see from her kind of head's cut off, and you can just see Bigfoot smirking. Like he's like, "Oh, I got Doc in trouble." It's like, it's with his own wife, so it doesn't even matter. But he's like kind of smirking because Doc's getting yelled at. And, it's just, it cuts back to Doc and he mumbles, "Well, he called me." It's just
And yeah, and that's what I mean too about like there's something super crazy in every scene. Like his wife then just starts yelling at Bigfoot, and Bigfoot's, you expect him to be like this man's man or whatever, but he just keeps he's super
cowering behind the chick, because then he gets up and she's like, "Oh, don't storm out of here like you're this beaten house dog or something, Christian." And
yeah.
I asked you for 1 day a week. It's so good, dude. Anyhow, the scene after that is Doc and Bigfoot. They meet at that pancake house, and they have like a little banter about the case. Doc, he throws some shade back at Bigfoot because he was just talking shit to him, but he gets up, and Doc has these glasses and he fixes them like very eloquently after he takes a piece of pancake from him. He like makes a remark, takes a piece of pancake, and then he fixes his shades and like his hat, like on the front and back, kind of fixes it properly. And he just goes, "Good day."
Yeah.
So good, dude.
This scene is like a testament, because now that we've watched one battle after another, we can kind of see what's going on in these Paul Thomas Anderson movies, where there's just this quick deadpan dialogue that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And the characters don't even really respond to it, how batshit it is. Like Bigfoot just starts yelling in just crazy Japanese to the chef
Moto pancake
to bring him more pancakes. And it's just like, you're at this point in the movie, you're kind of used to it, but it's, holy smokes, there's this crazy outburst, and it's just like there's more incredible dialogue in every scene.
Well, after that, so then you get to the psych ward. Doc kind of sneaks in there to find Wolfman. And who's playing Mickey Wolfman other than your boy, Mr. 886 movie credits to his name, Eric Roberts.
Just incredible. I mean, look,
your boy.
I don't know what to think about Eric Roberts, to be honest with you.
Is there much to think about? The dude rules.
Like this dude rules. He's not even in the movie that much. He's in it for maybe 5 minutes.
That's his method, bro.
And it's like, what even is this scene? Doc sneaks up on him and like wakes him up. And he wakes up and he's not startled at all. And he's like, "Oh, you're the hippie guy."
Yeah, he's on pills, bro. I think isn't it the FBI kind of kidnapped him? Like he tells him, he's like, they're having me come out of my hippie dream. Isn't that what's happening?
Not known. Like I think that is true, but it's very vague.
Yeah.
And at this point in the movie, I was so disoriented myself that I was like, I'm not even sure what's going on here. And I just love the fact that everything's vague, and Eric Roberts just kind of wakes up and just goes right into dialogue. What, dude?
I told you, man, 886 film credits. He does maximum of like a week on set. So he was there that was one scene for the entire movie. So he got that done in a day. Boom, gone.
He's incredible.
I'll tell you what's incredible is his agent. All that coordinating to do, his manager and agent. It's like this guy getting his flights all across the country every freaking week, shooting a new movie. Pretty incredible. But yeah, then dude, it's the final scene of the movie. Arguably the best. I don't know. Bigfoot just literally kicks down Doc's door, interrogates him, and then just proceeds to eat his stash of pot. Like, what was that about?
Yeah. Don't know. I guess people are like, is he being facetious? I actually have no idea what it was about.
See, I look at it as, because they have this exchange, and the exchange is so good because Doc goes, "Are you okay, brother?" Bigfoot's like, "I'm not your brother." And Doc's like, "No, but you could use a keeper." It's like he has this tear running down his eye. Doc does. And I think the idea is he's like so high, and he's just like, dude, this guy's snapped. Like Bigfoot is, because again, you have this whole, I look at it as this. I look at it as Bigfoot, he hates hippies. And like, if you notice throughout the whole movie, like nothing's kind of going his way. He references, he's like a SAG actor and he's not getting any roles anymore. Yeah. I look at it as he's pissed off and he hates that Doc can just skirt by and things kind of just work out for him. So he just storms in there. And if you notice, he smokes Doc's weed and just blows it in his face, like angrily, and then just proceeds to eat all the pot. Now, I don't think it's like he wants to try what he's missing out on, but it's just his way of being like, F you, because he's angry that, again, Doc just, things work out for him, right? And he has to do all the right things and work hard for it. And I don't know, that's just kind of my take on it, but you're right. It is completely insane what's going on there.
I was so confused at this point in the movie that I was like, I'm just going to go with it. He's kicking in the door. Not sure why he's even there. What does he want from Doc? Not sure. But then he smokes weed with him. And like you said, blows the smoke in his face. Then they start having this ESP conversation where they're saying the exact same words at the same time. And then like just if it wasn't weird enough, now they're doing this conversation at the same time. Then he just eats the joint. And it's like, no, that's not good enough. Gets the whole plate of weed and just eats the whole thing. I'm like, this is unbelievably insane right now.
I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I read once that Brolin did that on his own fruition. Yeah. The whole part with it, well, he was supposed to eat the doobie, but apparently he just took the whole tray and just started eating it. That was just off the cuff, like a riff, which is pretty awesome because that like ties it all together. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think I look at this movie as it's a detective, a druggy detective who goes about everything unorthodox, and he just keeps running into all these weird things. So if you notice when he's talking to that Khalil dude in his office at the beginning there, he's questioning him and he's writing on his little notepad and he's like paranoia, like all these things. How did you find me? Why are you bring up all these things I'm just hearing about with all these random people from this case? Who sent you kind of thing? So I just take it as this druggy dude blurring the lines between what's reality and just him being too high and just the calamity that ensues after that. That's all I take it as.
See, that's an interesting thing though, because then I start to wonder how much are these scenes hallucinations?
Yeah, well, then you get into that realm. That's like a whole different animal.
Right? Like this scene where he eats the pot is so crazy and it's seemingly completely unnecessary to the plot of the movie. Like, is this just some hallucination that he has at the end to tie it up with Bigfoot? Yeah. To tie up loose ends?
Hard to say, but
don't know.
Not known. But anyway, what do you got on this Kino rating for this thing?
I mean, I give this movie a 9. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure what's actually going on in this movie in terms of plot. But I don't care.
No.
Every single scene of this 2.5 hour movie is chock full of strange dialogue in a good way. Right? Mm-hmm. And micro facial expressions that need to be studied.
Yes. This is your kind of movie.
Yeah, like every scene is just so weird and crazy that I'm like, I love this. I love this.
Well, the
stuff,
facial
dude.
expressions too. That's like your thing.
Yeah. Like the Benicio del Toro, just like cocky, self-assured, like ridiculous answers. Like the face he gives when he delivers them is perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
This movie has aura. This
Yes.
movie has vibe.
Mhm.
Okay. And simply put, I want to go back.
Nice. Yeah. I'll go a little higher than that. I'll go 9.3. It hits all the notes that I need in the movie. Story is very well written. Great score and soundtrack, like I mentioned earlier. Phenomenal acting and cinematography is top tier. But like I said, this is one you can just watch over and over. I've seen it, like I said, over 70 times. So it's just, it's just one that you can just keep playing. It's so good. It's just super entertaining. I will say that. So
The show.
if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Next week, we will be talking about a movie you're not supposed to talk about.
Oh boy.
As one of the rules. Oh my God, I'm being funny. I'm being a funny guy. The Fight Club, ladies and gentlemen. So
The Fight Club. The Fight Club.
Get
Catch you on the next one.